2 years later, the city feels like a second skin. Seattle rains softly, washing old ghosts down the street. My apartment smells like cinnamon and coffee and quiet peace. My roommates, Mai and Ha, hum along to old vinyl records. We laugh over burnt pancakes and uneven mugs of coffee. No one needs saving here. No one disappears in silence. On Sundays, sunlight fills our small kitchen with gold. We trade stories instead of apologies. We listen, really listen. For the first time in years, I feel seen. When my promotion email arrives, my scream so loud the neighbors cheer. Ha pops champagne at 10 in the morning. We drink straight from mismatched glasses, bubbles spilling over. I laugh until my chest hurts. I almost forget what pain tastes like. But the phone buzzes. A familiar name flashes across the screen. Dad. My stomach drops like a stone. The message is short, sharp, and cold. If you don't come home for Thanksgiving, don't expect anything more from us. 22 months of silence. And this is what breaks it. Mai stares at me, face tightening. What is it? She asks softly. I hand her the phone. Her brows knit together as she reads. That's not a message, she says. That's a threat. I nod, unable to speak. My hands shake around the glass. Ha leans forward, her voice calm and sure. You don't owe them your peace. I want to believe her. But blood is heavy. It drags you back, even when you've learned how to swim. That night, I lie awake watching the rain trace lines on the window. I remember birthdays no one came to. Trophies collecting dust in empty rooms. Phone calls that went unanswered. And still, part of me aches for them. Old habits die like roots under concrete. In the morning, I make coffee and scroll through old photos. Their faces look the same, distant, unfinished. Mine looks like someone trying too hard to belong. I close the album and open a new message. My fingers hover over the keyboard. Then I type. I hope you're all okay. I won't be coming home. Please respect that. Simple, final. I hit send. The world doesn't end. The rain doesn't stop. But something inside me does, something small and terrified. I pour another cup of coffee and whisper to the quiet. I choose me this time. Outside, the sky blushes pink above the rooftops. Ha walks in, messy hair and sleepy smile. You look lighter, she says. Maybe I am. Maybe freedom doesn't roar. Maybe it sounds like this. A soft breath, a clean slate. And a heart finally learning how to rest. The silence after my message lasts 3 days. Then the phone starts buzzing again. First a text from Mom. We're disappointed. Family should be together. Then another. You've changed since you moved. Then more. A wall of guilt written in familiar tones. None of them ask how I'm doing. None ask if I'm happy. Only what I can give. I let the messages pile up like old mail. Ha finds me staring at the screen. They still think you're the same girl who never says no, she says. I nod. Maybe I was. But not anymore. Later that week, Jacob, my younger brother, calls. His voice trembles. Dad lost his job 6 months ago, he says. They've used up their savings. Mom's hours got cut. I grip the edge of the counter. And they're just telling me now. He sighs. You know how they are. Pride first always. So that's what this is about. Not love. Not forgiveness. Need. I thank him, hang up and sit in silence. The apartment hums with life outside my thoughts. Mai and Ha talk in the kitchen, voices warm and steady. I listen to the sound of people who choose to stay. Not out of duty, but affection. That night, I write a letter to my youngest brother, Min. I tell him school will get better. That being quiet doesn't mean being invisible. I slip in a gift card for books and snacks. He's the only one I can still reach without losing myself. Then I draft an email to my parents. The words take hours to form. Each sentence feels like walking barefoot on glass. I'm sorry things are hard. But I can't fix what I didn't break. If we're going to have a relationship, it has to include respect. I won't be sending money unless we can talk honestly. I read it 3 times before pressing send. The moment it leaves my outbox, I exhale. Not relief exactly, but release. The next morning, the replies come fast. Mom calls me selfish. Dad writes one line. You've forgotten what family means. Maybe I have, I think. Or maybe I've finally learned. I don't answer. Instead, I meet my in-law at the park. We eat noodles on a bench, watching ducks chase crumbs. Mai leans her head on my shoulder. You're doing the hard thing, she says. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. The wind tastes like rain and something new. I close my eyes and breathe. For years, I carried their silence like a second skin. Now I'm learning how to shed it. Each breath feels cleaner. Each thought louder. At night, I light a candle on the windowsill. A small flame against the dark. I whisper to the city below. I am not your savior anymore. The words stay in the air, soft but certain. And for the first time, I believe them. The call comes at 3:14 a.m. My phone glows in the dark like a warning. A woman's voice cuts through the sleep. Is this Anna Tran? This is Mercy General Hospital. My throat goes dry. Yes. Your father was brought in with cardiac arrest. You should come quickly. The room tilts. I can't breathe. Beside me, Ha sits up instantly. I'm coming with you, she says. No argument. No hesitation. The next hours blur into airports and prayers. When I arrive, the hospital smells like bleach and loss. Mom stands by the nurse's desk, pale and shaking. My siblings sit in silence, faces hollow. No one looks at me. Until Mom whispers. He's gone. The words hit harder than I expected. Not because of love, but finality. I hold her awkwardly. She sobs into my shoulder like I'm the parent. Again. In the days that follow, I move like a ghost. I sign forms. Cook meals. Handle bills. Everyone else collapses, and I hold the pieces together. Just like before. Monica calls every night to remind me to eat. Ha texts, don't lose yourself in their grief. But it's already happening. I pack Dad's clothes into boxes. Fold the shirts he never wore. Find an envelope with my name on it. Inside, nothing but old receipts and an unsigned birthday card. My chest aches, but no tears come. At the funeral, Mom can't speak. Evan stares into space. Lena drinks too much and disappears behind the church. Jacob keeps scrolling his phone like it's air. And Min. 14, too young, too quiet. He clutches his backpack like armor. When everyone leaves, he stands beside me. They said you're leaving again, he says. His voice cracks. I don't want you to. I crouch down, look him in the eyes. I won't abandon you, I say softly. But I can't lose myself either. He nods, confused but listening. It's more honesty than I've ever given anyone in this family. A week later, the lawyer calls. Your parents named you as guardian for Min, he says. My stomach drops. They never asked me. He clears his throat. It's legally binding, unless challenged. Of course it is. Of course they planned my future without me. That night, I sit by the window of my childhood room. The walls still hold my teenage posters, faded and peeling. Outside, the trees whisper secrets I don't want to hear. I pore over documents, the will, the debt, the quiet cruelty of assumption. Mom walks in, eyes red but dry. You've always been the strong one, she says. You'll do what's right. I stare at her. What's right for who? She doesn't answer. When she leaves, the silence feels heavier than grief. I whisper to the empty room. I won't live my life as their solution anymore. The moon outside flickers through the blinds, like it's nodding in agreement. The lawyer's office smells like dust and old decisions. Mom sits beside me, clutching a tissue like a rope. Across the table, Mr. Harris clears his throat. Your father's will names you as Min's guardian, he says. I nod slowly. I know, but I won't be taking that role. Mom's head snaps up. What do you mean you won't? He's your brother. I slide a folder toward them. Inside are typed pages, stapled and neat. My proposal, I say quietly. A complete guardianship plan that doesn't erase my life. Mr. Harris adjusts his glasses. You're suggesting a transfer of guardianship. Yes, to Aunt Sarah. She's qualified. Min loves her. Mom's voice cracks. You're abandoning him, just like you abandoned us. I meet her eyes, calm but firm. I'm ensuring he gets care, not chaos. She slams her palm on the table. You think money replaces love? No, I answer steady. But love without responsibility breaks people. I know, I lived it. The room goes still. Mr. Harris flips through the papers. This is thorough. Financial support, therapy, educational trust. He looks impressed, surprised maybe. Mom whispers. You're holding your brother hostage for conditions. I'm setting boundaries, I correct her. For once. The door opens, and Min steps in, awkward and quiet. He looks older than 14. Eyes tired, hands trembling slightly. You wanted to see me, he asks. Yes, I say, softening. I wanted you to hear it from me. I explain everything, the plan, the reasons, the promise. He listens carefully, chewing his lip. When I finish, he nods. So, you'll still call me, right? Of course, I say. I'll still be your sister, just not your parent. He smiles a little. That's okay. I never needed another parent anyway. Mom gasps. Min turns toward her. I want to stay with Aunt Sarah, he says. She actually talks to me. Her face crumples, but she says nothing. Mr. Harris clears his throat again. Legally, this can work. It honors both the will and your autonomy. I exhale for the first time in days. The decision lands like truth, heavy but solid. Mom stares at me, eyes wet with something between anger and disbelief. So that's it, you just walk away. I shake my head. No, I finally walk towards something that's mine. She stands abruptly, chair scraping. This family doesn't forgive betrayal. This family, I whisper, never saw me to begin with. She storms out, door slamming behind her. Min lingers. He reaches out, grabs my hand. Thank you, he says, for seeing me. After they leave, I sit in the quiet room. For once, silence doesn't feel like punishment. It feels like peace. Outside, rain taps against the window. Seattle rain, soft and familiar. I smile. I know where I belong now. 3 months later, I step off the plane in Seattle. The air smells like wet pavement and home. Mai and Ha wait beyond security, waving a glittery sign. Welcome back, Boundary Queen, it says. I laugh until my eyes sting. They pull me into a hug that feels like safety. We drive through the rain, windows fogged, music loud. When we reach the apartment, everything feels smaller but warmer. The plants have grown wild near the window. Mai hands me a mug of tea. You survived, she says. Barely, I reply. Ha grins. That's still survival. For the first time in months, I sleep through the night. No calls, no guilt, no ghosts. Just breath and silence. But peace never lasts long. The doorbell rings early Sunday morning. I freeze, spatula in hand, pancake batter dripping. Through the peephole, I see her. My mother. Standing in the rain, suitcase by her side. When I open the door, cold air rushes in. Hi, Anna, she says softly. Surprise. Ha peeks from her room, towel on her head. Do you want me to stay? She whispers. I shake my head. Mom smiles awkwardly, scanning the apartment. This is cozy, temporary, I assume. I've lived here 3 years, I say. Her eyebrows rise. Well, we'll find you something better once I'm settled. I blink. Settled? She nods. I sold the house, thought I'd stay with you for a bit. My stomach tightens. No, Mom, you can't. She laughs lightly, like I'm joking. Don't be ridiculous. I just need a small space. That corner will do. Her eyes flick toward the guest room. I step between her and the hallway. That's not going to happen. Her face hardens. You turn your mother away. I'm setting boundaries, not closing doors. She sighs dramatically. I've handled everything since your father died. Evan's struggling. Lena's relapsed. Jacob barely visits. And Min, he needs you. Her words slice, sharp and practiced. I stay still. How did you get my address? Jacob gave it to me. Someone had to be responsible. I feel anger rising, hot and clean. For years, I was responsible for everyone, I say. While no one was responsible for me. She opens her mouth, but I stop her. Wait. I go to the closet and return with a small box. Inside are papers, photos, old receipts. I place it at her feet. These are the times I needed you. You weren't there. She stares down, silent. Tears pool in her eyes. I didn't mean to hurt you, she whispers. I know, I say. And I forgive you, but forgiveness isn't permission. Her breath catches. What am I supposed to do now? Whatever adults do when their plans fall apart, I answer. She nods slowly, defeated but soft. When she leaves, the air feels lighter. Ha steps beside me, silent. You okay? She asks. I exhale, steady and sure. For the first time, I say. I think I am. The smell of lasagna fills my apartment again. But this time it's mine. My recipe, my kitchen, my rules. Laughter spills from the living room like music. 15 people crowd the space, balancing plates and wine glasses. My Ha and Min argue over a board game. Jacob sits beside his boyfriend, smiling without nerves. Even Mom is here, quiet but present. She listens instead of leading. She asks instead of assuming. It feels strange. It feels good. I carry plates to the table, steady and calm. The walls are lined with photos, trips, birthdays, silly moments. No ghosts here, only proof of life. Min towers over me now. Nearly 15 and full of confidence. He grins when I pass him a plate. Thanks, sis, he says. I bump his shoulder. Anytime. Across the room, Mom watches us, eyes soft but unreadable. After dinner, she joins me at the sink. I'll dry, she offers. I hand her a towel without a word. We wash dishes in silence, the hum of conversation behind us. Finally, she speaks. This home you've made, it's beautiful. I keep rinsing, waiting. Then she says, I'm sorry we didn't see you. For so long, we just didn't see you. The words hang in the air, fragile but real. I look at her, really look. Lines deeper, hair grayer, but eyes finely clear. I needed you to, I say quietly. She nods, tears welling. I'm trying now. I know, I whisper. It's not forgiveness, not yet. But it's something better, acknowledgement. Later, the guests drift home. The apartment glows in soft light. Mom lingers, helping stack the last plates. When she leaves, she hugs me carefully, as if she's afraid to break the moment. After the door closes, I step onto the balcony. Min joins me, holding 2 mugs of tea. Seattle's skyline sparkles like 1,000 tiny promises. He leans against the railing, quiet for a while. Then he says, Sarah says I can visit for summer break. That okay? More than okay, I reply. He smiles, the city lights flickering in his eyes. I think I get it now, he says. What? Family isn't who you're born to. It's who sees you when you're standing right in front of them. I swallow the lump in my throat. He looks so much like Dad when he smiles, but without the shadow behind it. Inside, Ha and I are laughing, cleaning up the last crumbs of cake. Mom's forgotten sweater lies on the couch. For once, the sight doesn't hurt. It feels human. It feels like healing. I wrap my arms around myself and breathe in the night air. The city hums below, alive and forgiving. Min bumps my shoulder. You okay? He asks. I smile at the skyline, at the soft light in his eyes. Yeah, I say. For the first time, I think I really am. The night fades into quiet gold. The city outside hums like a gentle heartbeat. I stand by the window, tea warm in my hands. Behind me, laughter fades into soft conversation. The walls carry voices that feel like home. Not perfect, not easy, but real. Mom's words echo in my mind. We just didn't see you. And for the first time, I believe she finally does. Min's photo on the shelf catches the light. He's smiling wide, unafraid, free. I touch the frame, a small prayer of peace. I think about the girl who once stood at a doorway, waiting to be noticed, begging to be heard. She isn't gone. She's grown. She's learned that leaving isn't loss. It's choosing yourself when no one else will. Outside, a breeze carries the scent of rain. I close my eyes and breathe it in. I am still here. Still standing. Still seen. Family, I've learned, isn't about blood or duty. It's about recognition. About love that looks you in the eye and stays. And in this quiet moment, I finally stay too.